Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's edition of the 5D News. We are March 25th, already the end of March. And tomorrow, there's going to be a little change in the schedule. We're going to have the April predictions. So looking forward to that. Sophie, are you holding on to the Eclipse season that we just had? Which, well, it's not over because also we have another one on the 29th. How are you feeling?
My voice is not the best. I'm losing my voice a lot. So extremely tired. So this is just the energy of the eclipses. I'm sure this is just how it manifests. And I think that was the Virgo one because it's a body, the Virgo. So I'm okay. I'm just going to listen to what needs to be changing and walk more in nature.
Yeah, me too. I've been through it. So let us know in the chat and in the comments how you feel. And we got a really good show, I think, packed with wonderful questions from the community, from also a lot is going on. So I can wait to see what our oracle, what comes up with the cards. Okay, let's start with a very interesting mystery about the astronauts. So, I forgot to put the titles here. Yeah, I'm feeling this Mercury retrograde very much. So let's start with this. So we're going to listen to a little video about the astronauts that were allegedly locked in space. And then we're going to ask questions for the cards.
The two astronauts allegedly stranded in space actually never went to space at all. During the live broadcast of the rescue mission for the stranded astronauts, many people noticed something was off. Everything looked like an AI-generated video, with perfect graphics and visual effects. The sky and water were a striking blue. The parachute shape seemed fake, and even dolphins appeared in the distance, like something from a CGI trailer. Not to mention, when the capsule made contact with the cold seawater, there was no steam, despite the heat generated by the high-speed re-entry. Another issue came to light with the timing. When the astronauts landed, they claimed that the rescue fleet would take about 30 minutes to reach them, but in reality, it only took 2 to 3 minutes. Originally, American astronauts Barry Wilmore and Sunita Williams were only supposed to stay in space for 8 days. But strangely, the video that was later released showed them celebrating various holidays with decorations. I can't believe space station supplies would include such items. So there's only one possibility. This whole thing was planned. They never went to space and were just staying somewhere creating a fake, stranded in space illusion. The most crucial point is the report that they returned to Earth aboard SpaceX's Crew Dragon capsule. But we all know that SpaceX's spacecraft had already experienced 2 failed test flights this year. On January 16th, it disintegrated during a test flight, and on March 6th, an energy event caused multiple Raptor engines to fail, leading to the spacecraft's loss of control and disintegration. Do you still believe this story is true?
Yeah, let's have the card just that. So were they really in space? Was that true?
I don't get why they would lie. I mean, we know that
They
they
lied
can.
about almost everything NASA related. So
That part I know. And as soon as I heard my question out loud, I knew we were going to think about this. But I mean, I just don't understand the reasoning why they would go with this. But anyway.
The cards are going to tell us, I'm guessing. So was this true? Was this stranded in space narrative true?
So far, it says no. So far, it says no.
Yeah. Okay. And can we know, like, what's the true purpose of this narrative? What's the agenda behind this story?
There was a lot of studies done. There was a lot of studies done with them when it came to, let me just see the cards, what they are about. Okay, so there is a lot of, basically, first thing first, it says that something got destroyed. So I saw in a video very quickly that they were talking about something getting destroyed, and it says that on the card something got destroyed really early on. So we can see that.
Okay, yeah. Put you back.
So we can say that something got destroyed very early on, and it says that they tried to recreate it. They tried to rebuild it for some reason to hide that this got destroyed. We also see that something during winter. So when were they sent initially? Do we know? Okay, let's count back 9 months. Okay, something during winter got it was a huge win. So I think that we're talking about a lot of stuff behind the scene that happened. This story is not true. This is not the real story. The spaceship got destroyed a long time ago. They had to rebuild one. They said that this mission, this slide, this served a lot for research, served a lot for distraction, and a lot of studies has been also done through it. When it comes to the why more than this, I really think that they were sent off-world. I really do, but not through our stuff. Through
Our technology. Yeah.
yeah, not through our technology. I really believe that our technology is really bad.
Yeah.
And but I
I
see
think it's the one that they're pretending that we're having.
Yeah, and I keep seeing these days they're sending me they're sending me a lot of videos of like the picture that we're getting now from space versus the picture that we got from the landing on the moon, like how the landing on the moon picture were so much better and the quality was better than what we get now. So it
Yeah.
says that the technology is not there yet. We don't have the technology for it, but they went off on and off. I would say not completely all the time, on and off. They went, and it says through other means, other beings.
Okay. And like at some point in the video, they talk about the rescue capsule, which had failed tests earlier this year, I believe. So was this operation in order to get back the public's value about like the is it connected to Musk? Like, did I understand correctly? Like for us to, let's say, believe in our technology and Musk, if that's what I correctly identified, and the NASA. Is it because they wanted us to believe in them again?
They have found that it's not really working. It's not really working, and this body language of grief, it's also shame, right? It's almost like
this emoji right here.
yeah. So it's not really working. So something else will have to come up to gain the faith from everybody. But I think they had some kind of win. They're saying that they had some win with this. So people shared the stories. There was a lot of people watching it. So I think that they had something. When it comes to Musk, let me just take a card on this. Okay, the card just flew out, I guess. We have the Empress. So I think that they're trying to get his an initiative and his attention and his time and his project more and more. But I really see that he is not interested at the moment in being involved with the real thing that they're trying to get him involved with.
Okay. And you talked about the astronauts going off-world with off-world technology. What were they truly doing there? What was the main purpose of their off-world trip?
Interesting, because we have cycle and cycle. So I think this is something that goes on all the time. I think this is like a diplomats, off-world diplomats.
Okay.
And it's to keep peace treaties and things like that. And it's just that we know for this one, because we see that in the same time they use that to say that they were off planet, but somewhere else. But we can see here that and it's on and off, because their technology for off-worlders are really, really advanced, so they don't need to be gone for a long time. So it's on and off.
But in this case, I find this very interesting because they were gone for 9 months. Is that what they're saying? So they're trying to find like an excuse why it took so long. But now you're saying that off-world technology doesn't need that much of time because, like, I guess it's frequency-based technology. So what took so long? Is it because like they were going in other type of frequency where time passes by more like faster than here?
I have a few cards, and the second one is very interesting because we have the same thing again.
The wheel.
The wheel. I think that this time they had more problem with the treaties. They had more difficulties to come to an agreement. And this is very interesting because that's the year of the snake. And I feel like there is a lot of changes going on.
Are they trying to break free from agreements with reptilians?
Well, the next card is the big jungle. So the workers and the humans and the role of the humans. Yes. Let me see for the... We have the 7 of Wands. So humans are trying to get a little bit more of... oh, I'm sensing something bigger. Let me just get a few more cards. I'm sensing something bigger. Okay, so basically, and don't freak out because we all know that we can change frequency, but it says that basically humans are no longer needed for a big part. So there is a big shift on the use of human beings. And we can see that for the big plans in the future, there is a lot that are just trying to get rid of a lot of humans because this is not needed anymore. It's like this is going to be replaced in their mind. This is something that they want to replace with probably AI or something else or whatever.
Hybrid.
Yep. So this is where I think people are trying to fight a little bit more for independence, and we're not slave. We're not. So there is a lot of politics going on off-world.
Okay, last question about this because I feel like this is like a huge rabbit hole here.
Yeah.
But who sent them? Like, is it some kind of positive organization that has like human needs as a priority, or is it a nefarious type of organization, or is it like in between?
Oh, it's bad. It's the one that sent them, we have the money right there. So they're picking up money, and we have observer, and we have the solidity of the establishment. So this is the deep state. This is the people behind the scene. It's
Okay.
bad. That's bad.
Okay. And are we breaking free, like in the end of this story? Like, are we gonna break free from those treaties with dark off-worlders?
It's not over yet. There is not resolution yet. So we have a few cards that indicated we're still really much in between. We have betrayal. So this is basically, I think that those went were not on our sides, right? We're not there to protect the best interests of human beings. We have the death card of release. So this is, I think we need to go with the rabbit hole a little bit more if we can with this.
Sure. It's interesting because like lots of people in the spiritual community claim that we've won this war already. And some of them are saying that it's only like a strategy to keep people from really knowing the truth that there's still like a spiritual war going on with human race, which I think is the case. So it's kind of telling us that it is indeed the case and it's not over yet.
I think there is a difference between off-world with versus us and the one that has the control of us on Earth. That could be off-worlders, but the one that has the control on of us on Earth and their plan. So I think there is a little bit of a difference because I really see that those people were sent to more of a place of gathering of different forces from different places to talk about the future of human beings, but this is greater than, let's say, those who are our owners in a sense.
Okay, well, I would leave that here because I believe like you guys let us know what you think in the comments, and I think we will come back to that rabbit hole in the next episode because we have lots to talk about today. Okay, so now we're gonna have this is not the right one. Here we go. We're gonna have the second eclipse of the eclipse season on the 29th, so this week on Saturday, and we're gonna have our activation on the Friday. And we say that usually lunar eclipses, the moon rules the people. So we're going to be more affected on a personal level with the lunar eclipses. And usually they say that solar eclipses, the sun rules the top of the hierarchies. That, let's say, the collective can be more triggered or affected by solar eclipses, or people at the head of organizations, at the head of countries, at the celebrities, the powers that were. So can we ask the cards, like, what will this eclipse in Aries trigger on the world stage? And also the sign of Aries is called also the world axis. So usually we see more things that are out in the open on the world stage.
So the first card we have is the big news. We have big news and message delivered, movement forward with the spring. So this is the right eclipse. We have the card of edicts. We have suspicion. And then we have this card of the fear. So more big news, more movement forward in getting clarity. A lot of blackmail behind the scene, a lot of pressure to put reveals, so blackmail overall. A lot of unethical things could be revealed overall. And let me just see the 9 of Pentacles. People detaching from alliances, people detaching from groups and saying like, I don't want to be part of it anymore. 8 of Cups, leaving behind. So because of people detaching from their group, there is going to be a lot of reveals. And this is going to be all over the world. So if you don't hear from it, that will be going on behind the scene, but I would doubt it that you don't hear from it. It's going to be all over the world. So even people who don't really like maybe people in India or people in Ethiopia or whatever, they're still going to have the same energy affecting them in their own elites. In your personal life, I also see that this is going to be the same energy. We have the Judgment reverse and we have the Star. So this is not a final step. This is just the beginning of it. So the reveal, yes, but this is going to be more of the, I would say more of the preparation for a bigger reveal down the line.
So interesting because, Aries rule children.
Oh, yeah.
And we have both Mercury and Venus still retrograde at the moment of this eclipse. So it's talking about like discovering things that have already been going on, discovering secrets from the past. And as you say, like Aries is also the sign of independence, whereas Libra is alliances. So people, like, I think you're so on point when you say like some celebrities or people in power are going to try to detach from those kind of networks, dark networks, because they don't want to drown with them, because they're going to drown and they're already drowning. So they want to save their butt, to say it politely. And it makes them like informers also. So I feel like, and we're going to get back also to the Diddy case because I have some questions about that. And we have also, and I'm going to ask questions in the next section, but 50 Cent is about to release allegedly a documentary on Diddy on Netflix. So this is going to be interesting. Okay, let's stay for now in the Earth and the stars. Okay, we have a good question here from Amber on the community. And she's asking, my question is in regard to the solar flash or galactic wave. A few people have said this wave will happen on March 29th, on the March 29th eclipse. Can we expect this to happen that day? Can we look at what impact it will have on us afterwards? So can we, as the cards, is there going to be a solar flash or some kind of galactic wave around the eclipse on March 29th?
There is, yes. We can see it through the main card in the middle. We can see it, but it's restrained because of the first card. It's very much restrained, and you may feel it more intensely in your body. So symptoms could be there. It's basically going to be positive in a sense because it's there to flush whatever needs to be flushed in the body. But if there is any blockages, any kind of thing that are blocking this natural pathway, there is going to be symptoms. There is going to be something that is going to come out of it. So I think that maybe a little bit of a restraint when it comes to food before that can help. Just maybe fasting a little bit, just to prepare the body for it, drinking a lot of water, but fasting a little bit for it will be helpful because it will help with the flow. And you're going to see which chakra is not aligned. Where do you need a lot of healing? It's going to be in terms of chakra. It's very much about a high frequency, and it's very much telling you, like a scan, where do you have something to repair, and you're going to see it through the body a lot. Is there going to be in the same day? You're going to feel it over a 3-4 days, I would say. You're going to sense it more than one day, and it's really for your alignment.
And that makes sense. Aries rules the physical body. The eclipse is in Aries. And yeah, okay. So let's talk about this. I have another question from the community from Angeline. So will the internet go down worldwide in March or April for a number of days? And that could make sense if we do have a solar flash. Like you seem to get from the cards that it's more like a, let's say, awakening, healing, personal process. But also when we have solar flashes and the Schumann resonance goes up, oftentimes it also messes with our technology. So let's ask the cards, will the internet go down worldwide in March or April for a number of days?
Minor problem with it, but I don't think it's going to be no.
Nothing major.
Nothing major, but minor blockage, yes. Some repair will be needed, but again, it's the same energy. It's like almost like electricity going through a body, and if there is a problem, it's going to be shown. If there is no problem, you're going to know it. So the same with electricity, the same with the Wi-Fi.
Okay, so if we're going with the flow and everything's fine, we shouldn't get any issue there.
No.
Okay, so Neptune, the big news is that on this Sunday, on the 30th, we have Neptune changing sign, entering Aries. We'll stay there for 14 years, so that's huge because nobody on Earth right now has lived through a Neptune and Aries transit. So we're just theorizing all together, but we don't know what it's going to bring. And while Neptune was in the sign of Pisces, we saw like let's say a big trend of spirituality becoming mainstream, basically. Like lots of people saying, like, I talk to a lot of people and they all tell me, oh yeah, I'm super spiritual. I believe in karma and manifestation, even though like I can see from what they're saying that they aren't super deep into it, but like I saw it became mainstream, right? So while spirituality got even more mainstream in Neptune and Pisces, what will happen to this trend when Neptune enters Aries? Will this continue? Will this change? Like, what can the cards tell us?
Oh, that will be there will be both extreme. So there will be extremes facing each other. I do see that this is intense. Okay, so one thing at a time. There will be a lot of change in the way that we live our spirituality, because the question was about the spirituality.
Yeah.
What I'm seeing is that church versus spirituality, because it's under the energy of Neptune, this is going to be challenged. We're going to have major shift in both, and we're going to be seeing more people being polarized.
Polarized as far as like having like not agreeing on what spirituality is, or religion, or both.
Maybe they're going to be more extreme in one or the other.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I'm saying polarized, is because we're going to see that the distance, the difference between the two are going to be bigger. So you're going to see that people are either changing their faith, but there is going to be extreme energy in church and in spirituality.
And Aries rule war and conflict.
Oh.
I didn't think about it either, but it makes so much sense also. Let's just hope we're not going to live through another religious war. But
I don't think so, because everywhere it's telling me that the karma is going to be very much present, the justice card with the people in power. So I think that we probably had that when Henry VIII was the king, and that he decided to change the power of the Pope. Something like that, something where it's going to be extremes, where we're going to see that. So I think that people are going to be less open to conversation, unfortunately, for a moment, at least in the beginning, and more open to be, this is my position and I don't change it. In the same time, structure that are not solid are going to crumble. So we may see that we have a problem with church or something, right, where we're going to where we're going to see that there could be reevaluation of the role of the Pope or anything. But spirituality is not going to be forgotten. It's not going to be on the back burner. I just worry that it could be an extreme, that people are going to be closing up where we need to be opening up, and conversation, it needs to be flowing.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And 2025, well, first of all, we have the nodes in Pisces and Virgo. Pisces is also very spiritual. It's Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, so we have and the North Node is in Pisces, so we're going to be drawn to that, and maybe it's going to be more challenging for a lot of people that are very rigid, maybe in their belief system. But let's not forget, it's a 9 universal year. It's the snake year in Chinese astrology, so it's a huge year of transformation, and I do hope that we remain ourselves open. And I have a little announcement to make. We have until this Friday, so until this eclipse, to if you'd like to register and save 25% off. So that will be your only chance to save on the bundle and to save 25% also. This is the 10 new moon activation transformation journey that we're going to go through this year. And we're going to use that to really manifest. And Neptune in Aries is also a huge manifestation energy, because while it was in Pisces, we were dreaming, we were gathering our intuition, our psychic gifts, but now it's time to take action and to manifest it in the real world. So we're going to really use this energy of spirituality, but to make tangible co-creation and manifestation throughout those singing bowl meditation. And also we just launched, so join us for this Friday. This is going to be an amazing one. This is available on the Academy. So either if you choose the package to save 25%. So this is really affordable. And also we just launched this one individually. So if you'd like to join us this Friday, it's at 3 p.m. Eastern time. It's called Making Your Dreams a Reality, and we're also celebrating Neptune entering Aries, which is huge. Neptune rules meditation, it rules sound healing, and this is what we're going to do together. We're going to really take those energy to make the best out of it. And when we're a group, it really amplifies the power of our manifestation. So here on the Academy, you'll have the choice here to select just individually this activation if you'd like to join us just for this time, $22. Or if you'd like to save 25% off, this is only $166, so super affordable for the whole year. And again, only a few days left to take advantage of the bundle until this Friday only. So that will be your only chance there. And see you on Friday. All right. So
I believe that what you just said, that this energy could also create a lot of a new entrepreneur and
yes,
their mission.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The only thing that I'm worried about, like I said, with the cards, is that we need to make a conscious effort to open up our mind, to open up conversation, and to not be against each other, but to help each other. Yeah. If you do that, this is going to help you a lot and help humanity. I'm just worried that we're going to manifest the wrong side. So just be conscious of what you're putting in the universe.
Yeah. And like everything in astrology, there is always two sides to an energy. But if you choose consciously to invest in the more positive side of it, let's say you're becoming a spiritual entrepreneur, which is like super positive for Neptune and Aries. So you're, I don't have the French word in mind. You're giving away the energy to the positive manifestation and not the negative, right? So when we do it consciously, we are winning. All right. So next question we have here, this post from Zero Hedge, which talks about an awful reboot. So the new movie from Disney, Snow White, it says bombs box office, but there it's a big flop basically because it's not selling as much as they should. And it was the opening weekend, the past weekend, and it's one of the lowest, let's say, results for a major production as this one. So, okay, let's ask. And of course, like it's talking about like female empowerment, like she doesn't need any prince and she's gonna go on a battle against the evil queen instead of finding her soulmate, which is super interesting. Really talks about Neptune and Aries as well. So let's ask the cards, like, what is the true agenda behind this female, quote unquote, female empowerment remake of the classic? What is the true agenda behind the remake of the classic?
Oof. Oh my God, this is bad. Okay. Basically what it says is that they're trying to hijack the awakening of the female energy by not making the reunion of soulmate, not being the healing of divine masculine and divine feminine, but instead making sure that we are in the angry lower frequency and the revenge of anger, and just a spiraling down basically of humanity, because we're supposed at this point to come together, and we cannot wait for another cycle where it's going to be the masculine again and the feminine again. We need to just come together and to purge what needs to be purged, because this is never going to stop if we don't do it. And they're also wanting to target young people because it's a movie of Disney, of course, by making sure that this is putting in their brain very early on. We know that they're using fairy tales to put in a lot of lessons and values from a young age. Yeah. And this is to really hijack the coming together of the divine love, of your soulmate, of your twin flame, of the power of respecting each other, and again, polarizing again.
And that makes so much sense because also Neptune is soulmates. And Neptune in Aries is also making soulmates a reality in the tangible world. And like they're trying to hijack this energy into making Neptune soulmate or the dream, like fight opposing to be in divine union. So this is crazy. Okay, our next one here. I found this video here on Instagram, and there's a lot here, so I'm not going to play it, but I'm just going to tell you what it's dealing about. So it's talking about Aaron Carter, and their question mark, thinking about like maybe his passing had something to do with P. Diddy, because he testified that he was part of this whole thing, and he passed in very mysterious circumstances. And also in this video, they say that maybe that P. Diddy was also involved in the passing of Tupac and Biggie Smalls, which were two of the biggest rappers in the 90s. And they're talking also about 50 Cent, who from the get-go said that something was off with P. Diddy, and he's not backing down. He got through like a bankruptcy, and he's producing right now his documentary on P. Diddy and the network on Netflix. So he's not scared. Okay, let's just ask, and I'll because I have a lot of questions there, but let's start with what will happen when the upcoming documentary on P. Diddy by 50 Cent is released on Netflix. What will happen when this documentary is launched? Is it going to help bring justice?
Not yet. I have a lot of very bad cards there. They're going to start to question his mental state.
50 Cent?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really believe so, because I would be surprised if it's the other way around, trying to say that he is not normal.
Yeah.
I think it's really much about 50
And you know what? Like, super interesting. Like, two of the only rappers who stood against him were Kanye and 50 Cent. And Kanye is like, they made him pass like as the crazy, crazy guy. And 50 got like through a big bankruptcy. So they're trying to discredit them as much as they can. Okay.
For sure. So nobody is going to back what he is saying. And we do have a lot of blackmail also, but this is after the fact. So this means that there is more that he is not going to reveal, because he's keeping the harder stuff for maybe a trial or something.
Yeah, because it's Netflix, right? Like, I'm sure you cannot say everything there.
Yeah, so that's interesting that there will be more than this. So there will be a question about the sanity. Is it because of Neptune and Aries? Is it because of that?
Who knows? And yesterday, while I was doing research, I found that Kanye's account on X was suddenly like almost disappeared. And it disappeared on Instagram because he started to make, let's say, accusations about networks and his ex baby mama. Anyways.
Right. That's interesting that you say that. So I'm getting the card of the devil, which is very different if you watch this one, because that's the Fool and the dog is in chain. So I really see that he got offer, 50 Cent got offered to have a way out, and he chose not to. He really chose not to, and because there was a lot of sacrifices that he had to do in the past, and now he has nothing to lose. And what I'm seeing here is that he is on a journey because he has nothing else to lose. So nothing will scare him, nothing. But yes, accusation about his mental health will be said, will be there. But at the end, the last card that I have is the Strength. And I do see a feminine helping him at the end to have the truth, because we have this sword, and he's going to alone, because everybody that was supposed to be there, the Sphinx and the Chariot is not supposed to be alone. We see it in the back, the other one. So he's going to do it alone because nobody wants to help the guy. But we see that The feminine is going to help him with information, and he is going to take that journey on his own.
And what will be the response of the public of this document?
The Hangman, the Temperance reverse, it will take a long time to connect the dots. A long time to connect the dots. The public will be, I think, put in a place of a lot of, it will not feel comfortable because this is still the Hangman, but in the same time, what we see is that there is a lack of clarity, and it's almost like the he say or she say, so we're not sure who to believe. Let me see this. Yeah. Okay. So it will gain enough attraction, though, even though we don't have the public making all the connection needed, it will gain enough attraction to get a fair trial.
Okay.
So the date of the trial will be sooner because of it.
It's often what happens when media is involved. The court starts moving. And last question on this subject, but is that why 50 Cent suffered financially with his bankruptcy? Like, was it a vendetta from the music industry network because he didn't want to play by their rules?
I have the card of the woman. Who is that woman, by the way? Do we know?
Well, I'm guessing, isn't it like Beyonce, or like one of the women that's on top of the pyramid, of the dark pyramid?
No, it's a woman that helps him. So that's somebody
Okay.
that, yeah, it's a positive woman in a sense, or neutral one at least.
I don't know.
So, okay, I don't know why it's showing up there with the bankruptcy. Yes, this is him. Absolutely. This is the destruction. So absolutely link with PDD. Absolutely. The bankruptcy was, he knew in advance. He chose not to be controlled. He was okay with facing a lot of, it says ego death. So a lot of destruction of his
image.
Thank you, his identity. And he was okay with it. I do see that a woman is linked with it. It's almost like he tried to protect a woman as much as he could, and now the woman is on board with, you should just do it, and he has nothing else to lose.
Okay, I have more questions, but I think we're gonna keep them for next week because we have a lot today to cover. Okay, let's go. This is fascinating. Oh my god. Whew. And let us know what you think in the comments. Okay, so one of the big news that arose, and I believe it was yesterday. So 23andMe files for bankruptcy. So the DNA sampling company, and announces the resignation of their CEO, which I believe has links with the dark networks. Anyways. So here in this post, it says, 15 million DNA samples are now just available to the highest bidder. So it poses like a very pivotal ethical question, right? Because now anybody can buy that at a bargain price. And what are they going to do with that DNA information? This is worth gold.
This is Pluto in Aquarius.
Yeah. Yes. So let's start on this rabbit hole with what is the true cause of this bankruptcy.
Hangman, the merging and a separation. Okay, we need to look between the merging and the separation to have.
Because I'm thinking maybe it's a strategy to devalue how much it's worth to prepare for someone to buy at a bargain price.
To devalue,
let's say if they have shares, to devalue the shares of the company so that someone else, like a third party, can come in and buy that at a bargain price, all that DNA.
That it was the plan all along that this third party was buying it. Yeah.
This is my theory, but I could be wrong.
I think government was supposed to be involved with this from the get-go, and they were supposed to be giving the money. They were supposed to be the silent investor in this. That was supposed to be a program of protection. And I think that this is what they're trying to aim for, is that this is something that touch a lot of people, and that government is supposed to protect that. And by this, it means that it needs to be receiving funding from the government, because I have the Ace of Pentacle, and this is where they want to have always a safety investment with the
Or to
government.
have it centralized.
Centralized, yes. So we have the Two of Cups underneath the marriage. So the merging of the data from multiple places. So yes, centralized. And because it's super interesting, the images, because it's not working out at the moment, we have separation and the data. There's so much frustration, and there's so much like there will be hacking of it so much, because this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to ask for emergency meeting for this.
So basically, is that like the true cause of that? Is that because the government wants to scoop that at will with the bankruptcy filing?
Is it from the government or the company? So far I'm getting it's from the company. The government was supposed to take it, and I don't think they're doing it right now. So the company are like almost like saying, well, we have all of this data, so if you want the public to be against you, go for it. Let me see if it's the plan from the get-go, the company. Eight of Pentacles. They're working on it for a long time, and they're trying to, this was the goal from the get-go from the government. It's just that right now, you were right from the get-go, Julie. They're trying to devalue it, but I'm seeing that they're putting this image of, okay, so we're just going to create this big crisis where people are going to have their data completely hacked in, and
This scare so that they come in as the savior
and to protect it afterwards.
Because I saw another post saying, like, if you're a customer of this website, like, you should delete your data.
Yeah.
But like, not saying it's going to make any difference, because they have the samples and they probably have a data. Okay. Can we ask, like, what are they, like, the people that are going to get those DNA samples at the end of this operation, whether it's the government or whether it's a private investor? Mm-hmm. What are they going to do with those DNA samples?
They're searching for a specific DNA. They're searching for a line with power. Yeah. They're searching for a line of power.
With ET descendants.
And many more. They want to track
the
everything that is going on. The starseed, yes, absolutely. But I'm guessing they want to follow every line of everything. And they just want to see, like, who they need to target for this and this, who they cannot target for those, and also adjust. This can go really far, adjusting what things are going to work against us because of the DNA. And it's just very, very bad.
So let's say for people who were already customers of 23andMe, is there a way that they can delete their data? What should they do in order to save their...
Delete it, and if there is anything after, this is where the law should get involved.
Okay, so they should, if there's a collective lawsuit, they should definitely enter it.
Yes, so right now there is nothing more to be done than deleting it. So we have the waiting there, and just to trust it for the moment. But if there is any trusted, I mean, because we have no other choices, but if there is anything else, it needs to be following the law. So collective lawsuit for sure.
Woof. Okay, let us know what you think. And now let's turn a little bit to politics, because of course there's a lot going on there. So, and I saw like different perspective of this story. So I really want to know with the cards what is true, what is not. So apparently, King Charles wanted to make a secret offer to Trump during state visit. And a lot of people are thinking that they want to ask the US to be a part of the Commonwealth, just like Canada, which allegedly could become the 51st state of the US. So Canada is already part of the Commonwealth, and Commonwealth is a very powerful organization, including Australia, UK, and so forth. So, and a lot of people are like, and I saw a tweet from Trump, and I'm not sure if it's a real one or if it's like a forged image that said like, yeah, I love King Charles, let's be part of the Commonwealth, but I think it might be like a false one. So let's just ask, like, is it true that King Charles wants to offer Trump for the US to be part of the Commonwealth?
Shadow of a Doubt is the first card. Invisible Man, Guardian Angel, Guides. Seems to say yes. Family close group. Yeah, it seems to say yes.
And what does Trump think about that? Because the media that want to bash Trump seem to be saying that he's all for it, but I have some personal doubts about that. Because let's remember that the US broke free from UK's control a while ago.
Yeah, for sure. So it's funny because the only king that I have is the King of Fire, which is Trump. And it's the cards are saying in between this card, we have those. Okay. So it's basically, he doesn't want to have to deal with this for sure, but there is good that could come of it. So there is trying to get the best of it without having to say yes. So I think there is negotiation on how to have a closer relationship together without having to say yes to it, because it says that the offer is to remove a lot of stress, a lot of trouble, having a lot of communication and agreements very easily. But of course, Trump doesn't want to have this trouble, doesn't want to have somebody telling him what to do. So we do know that the answer will be no, but and confirm it's not going to be a yes. But I think there is a reconsidering because of the fact that there would be advantages that would come with this.
So maybe just like rekindling the line of communication between the two is what Trump is looking for, I'm guessing.
He's looking into it. I'm not even sure that will happen.
Okay. There's a lot going on, so I'm just trying to select one of my questions because we won't have the time to cover everything. But the Dodge Department just found out that $115 billion were going to illegal immigration via NGO, so non-governmental organization. So that's a lot of money, guys. Let's see here with the cards. Because in this article, they're talking about the repercussions of this huge investment that was made by the Biden administration. And some financial experts are saying that it might result as a housing crash because a lot of those immigrants are helping raise the prices of the apartments and thus as the houses. So let's ask the cards, will the illegal immigration deportation result as a housing crash? And they're saying here a mini 2008 housing issue, meaning that the prices would lower down.
Yeah, a little bit. So it says that the price were in fact going up in the past, and let's not forget that means that probably government was paying for them and not they were paying for it. Okay,
Yep.
So this is just a recalibration of the economy that is going to happen. But for a moment, we do have the next ones are karmic and blockage. So this is a kind of a Uranus energy with the lightning and everything. So this is kind of a shock that we need to deal with. And the blockage can indicate that for a moment, things are not moving on the market. And let me just get a little bit of tarot card as well with this. Judgment reverse, Devil reverse. So this means, and the 10 of Pentacles. So this means that the money will be well invested after it. That this was something that was needed. Page of Cups, 6 of Cups reverse, King of Swords, and 5 of Swords. When it comes to the market, I think it's going to slow down, but I don't think it's going to be as big as 2008.
Yeah, for sure. But it's going to become more affordable for the most Americans,
yes.
Which it makes sense because like the government was inorganically making it unaffordable for most Americans to pay their rent or buy house, buy property. Okay, last one in this category. So Trump just announced a 25% tariff on any country that purchases oil or gas from Venezuela. And he has like a big rant here about Venezuela. And basically he's talking how the cartels of Venezuela, the very dangerous people, invaded the US and and they're trying to get them out, and it's a hard process, so it's kind of a retaliation against that. And apparently like the biggest buyer of Venezuela's oil or gas is China, so that might lead as a big friction. So let's ask the cards, will some countries side with Venezuela even though there might be a 25% tariff imposed by the US? You don't like what you see, it seems.
So far, it's like this is going to be one of the many little crises. So far, it's showing up as, yes, this is a big deal, but there will be so many others. So I think it's going to not blow up as much as as we thought it was going to blow up as. We have the Sun, we have the Two of Wands, the Knight of Cup, the Ace of Cup, the Hangman, the Devil, the Empress, the Eight of Cups. I don't see it blowing up as it is going to it was supposed to be. So I think it's just momentary. I think it's just because we're Mercury retrograde. I think this, as soon as it's being Mercury direct, it's going to already be much less intense. There could be, we're not at the end of those 25% tariff on
economic wars between countries.
Yeah, but I think there is going to be a less aggressive tactic from Trump that is coming up.
Okay.
And I think that there will be other ways that are going to be used, because the Eight of Cups, the Hangman, Knight of Cups, Ace of Cups, I think there's going to be other ways that are going to be used.
Okay. Interesting. And okay, so now for the last question, we're just going to switch category. And so it was recently discovered, and I'm just going to try to find this post. So I read this, I saw this video from Laura Matsue on Instagram, and she's talking about how there has been a lot of underground structures, massive underground structures found underneath the Giza Pyramids. Mm-hmm. And apparently Edgar Cayce talked a lot about it, that in the future some big structures were going to be found near the Great Pyramids, and that it was the Hall of Records that Edgar Cayce talked about, where there was a lot of information stored about the lost civilization of Atlantis. So let's ask the cards.
Mm-hmm.
what was found, is it indeed the Hall of Records that was found in the structures underneath the Giza Pyramid?
It said that what was found underneath the pyramids is our connection with source.
Okay, and could that be also called Hall of Records? Because it seems like, and when Laura is talking in the video, she talks about those records could hold our connection to the genesis of humankind, but also our connection to source.
So in that case, I would say yes, but we have the 10 of Swords, the Death card. We have the Fool, the Devil, the Tree of Wands. So this is a major big deal, and I think it has multiple names.
And the reincarnation cycle.
Yeah, and the reincarnation cycle.
Okay. Wow. And okay, what's going to come out of this finding? Like, are we going to be able to, let's say, translate whatever document or finding is coming out of that? Are we going to be able to use this information?
It's saying basically it will take a long time for us to figure out a way, and even more for the people to know it and not like just the elites or whatever.
Yeah.
I really see that this is something that is considered as an emergency from all kinds of secret agency, and this is going to be a major deal for every secret agency, and there is going to be a lot of specialists from different faith going to observe that, going to theorize about this, going to get involved in this, and there is some that are going to suggest to destroy it.
But it's not going to work, right?
No, I don't think so. No.
It's just going to take a lot of time before we can find out what's contained in that.
Yes, but it says that already, because we know it exists, we can already use it as collective.
Yeah.
And I would not be surprised if a new celestial body or a new planet is being discovered because of it.
Crazy, because I think it's Nostradamus, yes, who said in one of his prophecies that we were going to discover 2 new planets, and one is going to be the new ruler of Virgo and Libra, something like that, because it's 2 of the signs who has 2 rulers, and now we're going to discover 2 planets. So, wow. Okay, this is big.
Yeah.
And in Laura's video, she says that we can have access to it remotely with energy, because it's also part of other dimensions. So
yeah,
let us know what you think. I'm mind blown by this information. Absolutely mind blown. And if you'd like to get your one-on-one consultation with this amazing oracle, you can do so right now. The link is below in the box. I'll make sure it's there, and you'll have the choice between the 1-hour tarot reading, where we can ask all of your questions, get some guidance with whatever's happening for you during this crazy eclipse season. Or also, if you'd like to close out old past karmic chapters, and get some more information about your past lives, you can also book this 1-hour past life reading. And also, we have 2 amazing appointments with the beautiful soul, the mystical oracle reading, where you can ask all of your questions, and also the starseed read, where you can know more about your origins and your life mission. So all of these use the discount code Jupiter, which will give you 10% off your next personal reading. And you can do everything online, book your date, book your time, and don't forget your code Jupiter. Wow, Sophie, that was an amazing episode. Thank you so much. I didn't have time to talk about everything, and there was like lots of amazing questions from the community. So we'll continue next week down the rabbit hole with Julie and Sophie. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We love you, sending you so much love, and we'll see you tomorrow for the April prediction. See you.